Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about challenges that can happen in your garden, whether you're gardening inside or outside. Specifically, I'm talking about pests and other bugs that could potentially harm your plants. Here in my indoor garden, I'm currently dealing with a fruit fly problem. These flies are becoming more and more pesky. There's more and more of them every single day, and they're even hatching eggs, which are creating maggots. These fruit flies, they're crawling around on my plants, they're munching on my mature plants, and they're even starting to munch on my transplants and my baby seedlings, and they're gonna start killing them off if I don't get a handle on this soon. So how do you deal with a problem like pests and other bugs chewing away on your plants? Well, I have a few options for you today. The first option are these sticky traps. These are traps that I get on Amazon. You can also get them at the garden center. You just peel away the paper that's on the outside. I like to leave a little bit of paper on the bottom so I have something to hold on to. But we're going to peel away the paper on each side. And you just stick this right inside your plants or near your plants, and the flies will stick to them. So you just would stick it right into your plant, and the flies will gravitate to them and stick to them, which will kill them, and then they can't spread around and they can't lay eggs. So you can take a bunch of these little sticky traps and place them in various spots around your garden, and it will help control the flies and other bugs. However, some of these fruit flies have already started laying eggs and maggots are hatching, so these won't really do the trick for the maggots. There's other options. You can get sprays like this End-All spray. This kills off many different pests and bugs. They can be used indoors or outdoors. However, I typically don't reach for this unless it's a last resort. Before I do this, I like trying a homemade do-it-yourself spray. That's what I'm going to show you how to make today, is a homemade pest repellent spray that will disrupt the life cycle of the flies and the maggots, killing them off so that they can't spread any further. The things you're going to need for this homemade pest control spray is some water. I like to use this spray bottle. This is a 1/4 gallon of a bottle. You're also going to need some neem oil, and there's a specific ingredient in the neem oil that you have to look for and make sure it has, which is azadirachtin. Azadirachtin is the ingredient that helps disrupt the life cycle of the pests and chewing insects. You're also going to need a little bit of soap, and the soap just helps disperse the oils within the water. And then lastly, we're going to use some essential oils. Specifically, I'm going to be using rosemary and peppermint oil. And this mostly just gives off a scent that helps mask the scent of your plants, which makes it harder for your pests to find the plants. Let's get to mixing this up. To make sure you have a handle on pests in your garden, whether indoors or outdoors, you want to make sure that you're inspecting your garden daily. This will just help you get a handle on what's going on in your garden before it potentially can get out of hand. Now I have a 1/4 gallon bottle filled with water here, and you just want to change up the measurements of the ingredients I put in here based on the size of your bottle. So for a 1/4 gallon bottle of water, we're going to add a 1/2 tablespoon of the neem oil. Now again, it's extremely important that your neem oil has azadirachtin in it. That's what's going to help disrupt the life cycle of the chewing insects. So we're going to add a 1/2 tablespoon of the neem oil. We're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of both the rosemary and the peppermint oil. This smells amazing already. I love the smell of rosemary and peppermint. Next, we're just going to add a few drops of soap. Now, what you're going to want to do is be careful with the type of soap that you're using. Some are stronger than others. So before using any type of spray, whether it's store-bought or homemade, you want to do a test spray on your plants before you soak down your entire garden, just to make sure you're not going to damage your plants. Now, I'm just going to add a small drop of the soap. And what the soap does is basically help disperse the oil within the water. You want to make sure you shake it up well before you use it. That just makes sure that the oil is dispersing nicely within the water and it gets all over your plants. What you want to do is spray both the tops and the bottoms of the leaves all over your plants, especially on the plants that are affected the most. You can even spray the soil, as a lot of times the bugs start out in the soil and crawl up your plants. So all I'm going to do is start with my parsley here and spray all over the tops and bottoms of the leaves as best I can to make sure I soak down as much of the plant as possible. And I'm even going to spray the soil. Pump up my sprayer and keep going. I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of my plants, including my seedlings down below on the bottom 2 shelves. And then you want to repeat this process every 3 to 5 days if you have an infestation. And just for regular maintenance, which you should be doing in your garden on a regular basis, you would do this every 1 to 2 weeks. Moving on to the next one, we'll do the basil. Trying to get as much of the plant as possible and even in the soil. And that's it. You would just continue on with the rest of your garden until you've sprayed all of the necessary areas. When doing a test spray of this before you spray down your entire infected area, you want to wait 24 to 48 hours to make sure that you're not burning or damaging your plants. If you're spraying this outdoors, this is not harmful to bees, so not to worry about that. However, you may want to do the spraying in the early morning hours before the sun comes out so that it doesn't burn your plants and before the bees become most active, just to be respectful of those bees. And that's it. Please like and subscribe to this video if you found it helpful and share it with your friends so that they can learn too. I'll see you in the next video. Bye friends!